Barron Trump has kept a low profile since his family left the White House. But could that change if his dad becomes president again? A PR expert dished to us on the youngest Trump's future plans. In a 2006 interview with the Palm Beach Post, Donald Trump said that his then newborn son Barron had more in common with his mother than with him. He admitted, "He's like her in temperament, very calm, which is not easy when you're around me."
I'm not going to be doing the diapers. I'm not going to be making the food.
Barron also appears to have spent most of his time around his mother Melania. Even after the Trumps left the White House, she remained devoted to shielding him from the media circus his father attracted. If Barron follows Melania's example, we probably won't witness him suddenly morphing into an attention-loving clone of his father. PR expert Eden Jalot told Nicki Swift, "Barron will most likely opt for Melania's elegance of privacy rather than his father's love of the spotlight." Barron may have to make a crucial decision in 2024 that will force him to side with one parent over the other. According to a Radar report, Melania is determined to keep Barron from becoming entangled in his father's business and political dealings. A source told the outlet that what she wants for her son is at odds with Donald Trump's vision for Barron's future. The insider said, "He believes it's time for his son to accept his legacy and get involved in his public life, like his older siblings." This would presumably entail hitting the campaign trail with Donald and having some form of involvement in his father's administration if he were to become president again. However, Eden Jalot predicts that Barron will continue shunning the spotlight in such a scenario. She told Nicki Swift, "While his father's potential presidency could heighten public interest, Barron could use this moment not for direct engagement, but as a chance to reinforce his personal brand of quiet distinction." If Donald and Melania move back into the White House in 2024, Barron likely wouldn't join them. He would probably be away at college, busying himself with his studies.
He's a good student, great student, actually, very good student.
Of course, kids don't have to be living at home for parents to meddle in their lives, but both Barron's father and mother might be too preoccupied with their own work to worry about what he's doing. While Melania largely avoided campaigning for her husband in 2023, one source told Page Six that she would behave differently during a potential second presidential term for Donald. The insider told the outlet, "Melania realizes it's her time to join the ranks of historic first ladies and leave her mark on history. Being an empty nester would free her up to take on a larger role in her husband's administration and free up Barron to make his own decisions, without his parents trying to steer him toward the path they think he should be on. Barron might then find it easier to pursue his own interests. Furthermore, while he's away from his parents, he'll also have the opportunity to make his own choices about what he shares with the public." Jalot told Nicki Swift, "By focusing on his education and personal interests, he can navigate the heightened attention in a way that aligns with his preference for privacy, setting a precedent for engaging with the public on his own terms." Barron's impressive height has everyone making the same observation on social media. He'd definitely have an advantage if he pursued a career as a professional basketball player.
My Barron, my tall Barron, he's very tall.
After his dad emerged victorious in the 2024 Iowa caucus, he told a crowd of supporters that he actually tried to convince Barron to play basketball. Donald recalled,
"You're going to be a basketball player." I said, "Well, I like soccer, Dad, actually." I said, "At your height, I like basketball better."
This anecdote is evidence that Barron possesses an independent streak and doesn't feel like he has to always make the choice that will please his father the most. Barron's sport preference also supports Jalot's prediction that he won't pursue fame in 2024. Professional soccer players in the U.S. rarely achieve the same level of notoriety as pro basketball players, so it seems that Barron didn't let the potential for fame inform his choice. Unlike his fellow college students, Barron will have to carefully consider how much time he spends with his parents in public when he's away from school. For the sake of his future, he might want to keep it to a minimum. Jalot told Nicki Swift, "Barron's choice to remain discreet could become his signature trait that he carries well into whatever path he chooses, marking him as a figure of thoughtful consideration." Barron's father has a mugshot, has been impeached twice, and has been indicted 4 times. That said, being too closely linked to his scandal-plagued dad could potentially limit Barron's future career opportunities. By keeping his head down and keeping his distance from his dad, in public at least, Barron might be just the Trump for the job. Jalot told Nicki Swift, If at a later point he decides he wants to fully step into public life, it'll be much easier to navigate than trying to close Pandora's box. After his arraignment in New York in April 2023, Donald Trump spoke to a group of supporters at his Mar-a-Lago beach club in Florida. In the speech, the former president praised Barron's intelligence and deployed one of his favorite words when making a prediction about the teen, saying,
And Barron will be great someday. He's tall.
Some could interpret that statement as an insinuation there seems to be that Donald doesn't already think that his son is great. But Barron has at least one parent looking out for his best interests. When Page 6 reported that Melania had renegotiated her prenuptial agreement in 2023, a source explained, Melania is most concerned about maintaining and increasing a substantial trust for their son, Barron. While Melania is often portrayed as the parent who has the closest bond with Barron, he still seems to care deeply about his dad. In January 2024, he was photographed comforting his dad at the funeral of Melania's mother. Whenever we see pictures of Barron now, they are usually taken at non-political events, such as a 2023 Christmas party at Mar-a-Lago. So maybe he has already shown us the role he has decided to play within his family in 2024, that of a caring son.